Hey guys, I'm Jess Peterson. So I wanted to come on here and do a second trimester update since I totally missed all of those weeks. I'm currently 29 weeks, so I wanted to kind of do the whole backstory and then from here on out do like a bi-weekly pregnancy update. So from the beginning, back in December of 2016, me and my family, my husband and our son went to go pick out, our 2-year-old son went to go pick out a Christmas tree. On our way back from the Christmas tree farm, which isn't a very far trip from our house, my husband in his truck, I was just kind of nauseous, kind of get that motion sickness feeling. I kind of mentioned it like, whoa, I don't feel good. I think I might be pregnant. We both kind of laughed it off, didn't think much else of it. The next day at work, I was telling my good friend, I totally think I'm pregnant. I was kind of nauseous yesterday. If I was pregnant, I could only possibly be 3 weeks. There's no way I'm gonna get a positive pregnancy test. So we kind of laughed about it, joked about it. We kind of thought maybe, me and my friend at work kind of thought maybe, but we did just kind of brush it off and didn't think anything else of it. That night, so that was on actually December 6th, 2016, that night on my way home from work, I stopped and got a couple pregnancy tests. You know, you never can just take one when you're trying to find out if you're pregnant or not. You have to take like 4 or 5 or 6. So I got a couple pregnancy tests. I came home. My husband was actually on his way home from being out of town at work, and I took a pregnancy test, and I will include that video clip here of the pregnancy test. When that pregnancy test came back positive, I took another one and that one came back positive. So me and my son I decided to wrap up a little present for Daddy. And I texted him, I said, hey, when you get home tonight, wake me up. I have a surprise for you. He knew that I was gonna tell him I was pregnant. So my husband got home, he woke us up. He didn't wanna open the box. So he opens the box. And he was pleasantly surprised, a little in shock, but he says he knew, so he kind of was, I guess, preparing himself for the news of me telling him I was pregnant. So flash forward, we kind of start, we're both a little in shock for a couple days, trying to, wrap our heads around we're gonna be having another baby. That kind of motion sickness feeling was only in like the car. Like never really felt nauseous at home or in the morning or anything like that. So a couple weeks go by and we decide that we are gonna tell all of our family that we're pregnant for Christmas. So my husband does some woodworking on the side and he was making Christmas presents, and so we decided to put our surprise along with our family's Christmas presents. We went on to a website and we actually ordered coupons for a baby. And these coupons were the cutest things. They said coupon good for one grandchild to be expected in August of 2017. And then the auntie and uncle one said, niece or nephew, if I can. So it was kind of a fun surprise to see their faces when they opened them up and they all kind of started reading them together and they realized that we were having a baby. I was hoping that our 2-year-old wouldn't spill the beans. We kind of said stuff in front of him and then we decided we should probably stop saying stuff so that he doesn't spill the beans on accident, not knowing what he's saying. So everything went smoothly. Christmas Day came, Christmas morning at my in-laws' house. Everybody opened their coupon for a baby. Everybody was so surprised and so excited. And then that afternoon we went to my brother's house and we gave grandma and grandpa on my side, my mom and dad, and my brother and his wife, their coupons for the baby. And my sister-in-law, of course, she says, I knew it. Maybe she did. We knew she was gonna say that. Me and my husband were like, we bet that Kelly's gonna say she knew it. And she did. But my mom was so excited. My mom cried, my dad cried, my brother was super excited for us. The kids on both sides of the family are super excited to have another little baby cousin. Kind of step back a little bit. My pregnancy is pretty smooth. Along with my first one, no real morning sickness, no nausea, no vomiting, except for one incident, but it wasn't, I don't think it was like directly like morning sickness related. I'll come back to that. But no real morning sickness to speak of. As long as I had something, a little bite to eat, like some toast or like a half of a bagel, something to eat in the morning, I'm usually pretty okay. My mornings for like, you know, my first trimester, the only pregnancy symptom I really can complain about is, and everybody I've talked to, all my friends, nobody has had this pregnancy symptom. So if you've had this pregnancy symptom, comment down below and let me know I'm not alone, because I pretty much feel like I'm alone with this pregnancy symptom. Even my OB is like, I've never heard anybody say that before. So here it is. I had it with my first child as well. Cold air in my face, like just a blow of cold air, like if I get into a vehicle and the air conditioner's on and it hits me in the face, or if I go outside and the wind is kind of just breezing, just a chilly air, I will gag. No other reason. If I walk past the air conditioning vent and the AC hits me in the face, I will gag just once, just one big heave, and then I'm okay. Like I was saying, I haven't heard anybody or talked to anybody else that had this pregnancy symptom. But that's kind of the only one, and I can feel it coming on. Like I'd get off work, walking outside with one of my coworkers, and I'm like, I'm gonna gag. The cold air is gonna get me. And my coworker would look at me, and I just big ol' heavy, my whole body would clench, gag, and then I was fine, and we could keep walking to our vehicles at the end of the day. So it's an interesting pregnancy symptom, but that's kind of the only one I had. Tiredness, of course I was tired. I feel like I didn't have the opportunity to, or I don't have the opportunity to rest and sleep and take naps like I did with my first pregnancy. My first pregnancy I was working 3 days a week, so I had a couple extra days off during the week to nap for hours at a time in the afternoon. This pregnancy, I work full time. I work Monday through Friday. And when I come home, I have a 2-year-old. He's now, 2.5-year-old, 3-year-old now. I don't have the opportunity to sit and sleep and relax and take naps. On the weekends, I feel like I have so much to do around the house that so with my pregnancy, I felt like I was showing really fast. I felt like my stomach was just getting big. I felt like my breasts were getting big. And, I Googled, early pregnancy symptoms, and I for sure thought it was going to be twins. I have twins on my mom's side of the family. My mom has sisters that are twins. And then somewhere on my husband's side, there's twins also. So we kind of have this like back thought that we might have twins one day if we continue to have children. But I really thought we were going to have twins this time, just because how I felt, the early pregnancy symptoms, of just knowing, just feeling like my body was just changing. So our first doctor's appointment, I for sure, laying there talking to the OB, my husband was there, one baby. So there's only one baby in there, which a little bit of relief, but a little bit of disappointment. I was kind of wrapping my head around having twins, but there's only one baby. But I do feel like I got, a pooch, a belly pretty quickly with this baby. I kind of feel like maybe I just make big babies and my body knows what to do. My first baby, my first son, he was 10 pounds and 12 ounces and 23.5 inches long, and he was born at 40 weeks and 3 days, so we weren't too much overdue. He was just a big, giant, healthy baby. And so I'm kind of feeling like this is, before I found out what I was having, I kind of was getting a feeling, I think it's a boy. I feel the same as I did with my first pregnancy, the cold air thing, just kind of the tired thing, but no other real symptoms. I kind of felt like it was going to be a boy. Slowly kind of talked about names. We have a girl's name picked out. Boys' names are always, for us, a little more challenging. You know, we get like 2 or 3. So the one time that I threw up, saying I don't think it was actually pregnancy related, like morning sickness related, our 3-year-old was sick. He was kind of coughing and gagging. He was sitting on our bed. Me and my husband were like, get him some water. I think he's gonna throw up. I think he's gonna throw up. Well, he starts to throw up. My husband like dives like to the bed and catches the throw up in his hand. I'm kind of standing back. My little boy kind of gags a couple more times. I start gagging because he's gagging, and now I can see throw up. And I cover my mouth and I run to the other side of the house, and I actually ended up throwing up. It was awful. It was kind of a funny, it's funny now. It's funny now, but it was just an awful feeling at the time. Knowing you're gonna throw up. I hate that feeling. I hate little gender reveal. So me and my sister-in-law, my husband was out of town working. Me and my sister-in-law went to a 3D ultrasound place, and we told the girl, we are not finding out, but we want you to call Krispy Kreme donuts and let them know if they should put blue or pink frosting inside chocolate covered glazed donuts. I thought it was so cute. My husband loves donuts. My husband loves Krispy Kreme. So we thought this would be a perfect kind of gender ideal party that would fit like us and kind of like who we are. So she had me and my sister-in-law cover our eyes, and she did the ultrasound, and she's like, I for sure 100% know what it is. You guys can open your eyes. I'll show you the legs, the feet, the arms, the head. So she did that, and she made sure that she stayed away from down there so that we couldn't tell or couldn't look and try to guess. We gave the ultrasound girl the phone number to call the Krispy Kreme donut store and let them know what color to do the filling for our gender reveal donuts. We kind of had just like a little party, had all of our close family and friends here, and had the donuts taped shut on the counter. So everybody came in, we had, you know, pink and blue kind of theme everywhere. I did an old wives' tale chalkboard on different old wives' tale, like boy or girl, like if your heart rate's this or that. I'll try to insert a picture of it here. So we did the old wives' tale chalkboard, and we put this up in our kitchen where everybody was kind of mingling for our gender reveal party. And we ate, everybody kind of talked, we all made our guesses, and then we got the donuts out. We passed the donuts out to everybody. And I'll actually try to insert a clip here of everybody biting into the donuts. Felt like it was a boy, but I didn't want to keep saying it too much because I didn't want to jinx myself. I really wanted to have another little boy. Me and the connection our little boy have is just something special, and I just am so excited to have another little boy. So into the donuts all together, everybody who was there, everybody who had a donut, we all bit into it, and we found the blue frosting. So everybody of course wants to know, what are we naming the baby? We have not decided yet. There are a few names that have made the top, our top favorite names, but we haven't 100% decided yet. It's a lot of pressure. You know, you think of these names and you think that's such a cute little baby name, and then you have to think, this little baby is going to be a man one day, and he's going to be, you know, something special and something amazing, and he has to have an amazing name to live up to and to be. And his name's never going to change. His name's always going to be the same, and it has to be something special because he's going to be amazing. Maybe I'll do a little name reveal when we make our complete decision, but we're super excited to have a little boy. So as the weeks went on, I got my energy back in my second trimester. I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm getting big. The mailman the other day knocked on our door, and I opened the door, and we're new to this neighborhood, and he's like, holy cow, girl, when you having that baby? Sir, I have 3 more months to go. I'm not having this baby anytime soon. It's just funny that people feel like they can say anything to you. People love pregnant people. They always, want to touch your belly, or to, say something, or ask you what you're having, or guess what you're having, and say they know. To see people, want to guess and want to know what you're having and when you're having it, and how you feel. People always ask me, how are you feeling? I feel great. How are you feeling? Like I feel fine. It has been great. I love being pregnant. I really enjoy it. I hope I can be pregnant a couple more times. We'll see what my husband feels about that after this baby. We may be done. We may have one more. So now that I've caught you up, now that I'm 29 weeks pregnant, I'm planning on doing bi-weekly pregnancy updates as we go along. Hopefully I'll be able to share my birth with you guys and my after birth plans and our baby with you guys. So please stick around, hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment below on my pregnancy symptoms if you've had that pregnancy symptom, and I can't wait to share our journey with you. So please stick around, and we'll see you next time. Bye. The dog is barking.